I'm Coach Jay, former UFC fighter, 3rd degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have 20 MMA fights, and I'm here to help you guys improve your triangle choke. Number one, let's talk about the setup of the triangle choke. So there's many different ways to set it up. You could start by double wrist control. This is one of the simplest ways. You could open the arms up, shoot your leg over the top, create a little bit of an angle, and lock it in. Other setups are you could push the arm through. This is very common too. As I push the arm through, I immediately throw my leg over the top. I transfer the arm across, grab my shin, and I lock it up. Another popular setup is from an overhook position. So this is good for MMA style because you're safe from strikes. I control his head, I'm controlling his arm, I have good upper body control over my opponent here. If he starts to push down on my leg here, maybe he's trying to get the pass, I can then use my hand, I clear, and then get that over the head, start making your adjustments, and get the triangle choke in. Number two, posture control. It's the number one reason why people break out of triangles. If I'm not controlling his head, he'll lift up, elevate, pressure, and then break the triangle. So we have to make sure that we're controlling his posture. Easiest way, 2 hands on the back of the head. If he tries to lift up now, it's gonna be very difficult for him to lift up. I could also grab my shin. I like this method because if he tries to posture up, it's really hard for him to break through. It also helps me with my foot, turn a little bit on an angle here. It also helps having my foot, I can push off of the floor, or I can push my foot on his hip to help create a little bit of an angle as well. That helps me lock in the triangle. Other ways of controlling posture are, if you guys are wearing the gi, get one hand in nice and deep on the lapel. I can then pull him in, and now I also have good posture control. If he tries to lift up, I have that grip on the lapel. If I need to reinforce, I can hold on to my leg right on the back of his head. If he tries to lift up now, it's great for posture control. Number three, get this elbow across. One of his main defenses is to create space between his carotid artery and the shoulder. So he's always trying to maintain this space. He does that by making sure his elbow does not cross. He's not going to be able to get choked. So our focus is to get this arm across the center line, closing the space between his shoulder and his carotid artery. If I just try to muscle this and move that, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna have to bridge. You wanna use the power of your legs, elevate your hips up, and then pop that arm across. Immediately upon popping it across, you're gonna create a little bit of an angle. Make sure you squeeze here. If he tries to bring the elbow across again, it's gonna be tight, it's gonna be snug. And then I'm gonna grab my shin, angle, lock it in, get the finish. Number four, adjust your legs. Ideally, I want to have my ankle directly behind my knee. Sometimes due to flexibility issues, you're going to need to create a little bit of an angle. So I control my shin, that way I'm controlling his posture during the entire sequence. I could put my foot on the hip, that helps me create the angle. Or if you're having limited flexibility issues, you could put your foot onto the floor, and that can also help you create an angle. Another way to adjust your legs to create an angle is, I'm just gonna show it on the other side, it's a little bit easier. When we're here, I can also underhook. As I'm underhooking here, that helps me create an angle to lock in a tighter triangle. Number five, now we're ready for the finish. We've already tightened it up. We made all the adjustments. For the finish, we want to be squeezing our knees together, pushing our hips up to the sky, so bridging, and also pulling his head down. Those three elements all together. Perfect. One thing that you could do to help is undercut his arm. You could go under his arm or underneath his leg. That helps create an angle. You can tighten up the triangle choke.
Key points of the triangle choke. Number one, the setup. You can have double wrist control, you can push the arm through, or you can have an overhook and head control, which is better for self-defense and MMA. Number two, you want to control the posture. This is the number one reason people break out of the triangles. Number three, get their arm across. Bump your hips up to transfer the arm across. This puts their shoulder directly against the carotid artery. Number four, adjust your legs. This makes it easier for you to lock in the triangle and tighten it up. Number five, finish. Pull the head down, squeeze your knees together, hips up to the sky, and hamstring curl.
If you want to level up your jiu-jitsu game, sign up for my free course in the description below. And as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe.